Hi BookTube, I was tagged by Shannon Vidler to do the Nosey Librarian Tag. I'll link her video in the description down below. So, first question, what has been the most influential library in your life? I would have to say that the most influential one would have to be my high school library. It was also the village library. I went to school in a very small town, village, and it was very small. It had lots of books about how to rear cattle and pluck chickens and stuff like that. So very rural library, but it's also where my friends and I hung out during lunch, during spares, at all times. If you want to find us, we were in the library. I've slept in the library many times, like there were overnight school events and happened to sleep in the library. Yeah, it was just the best place to hang out for us. Question 2, honest assessment. What will they title your biography? Now, I like biographies that are not necessarily chronological or about your life and stuff like that. And I think I'd like a biography written about me through my reading. I'd have to go with the very obvious Pickles reads. Question 3, the story from your life that you most hope your librarian never finds out, and that's probably that I stole a few books from my elementary school library, and it wasn't necessarily stealing, it was more like forgetting that I had them and not returning them. So yeah, I probably still have some from that time. Question 4, what is your favorite word? I don't know if I have... Ow, my cat just bit me. I don't know if I have a favorite word. Yeah, I never really thought about it. 5, 3 weird things of which you are afraid, and one way which you'd prefer not to die. So I have obsessive compulsive disorder, so there's a lot of weird fears going up on in my head. One of the things I'm terrified of are things crawling on ceilings that, you know, not like bugs. Bugs are supposed to be on ceilings. Things that aren't supposed to be on ceilings crawling on ceilings. So that scene from Trainspotting with the baby, can't do that. Another one, another fear. I don't know if it's a fear so much as like a repulsion. I don't like being touched by people I don't know. Or people, like, even if I know you sometimes, like, family and close friends I can touch and hold and hug and stuff, and my cat I can touch and hold him, right? Yeah, oh, he's purring. Aww. But yeah, if I ever meet you in real life, not even like a handshake, please, just like, hi, nice to meet you. That's good enough for me. And another one, I'm over this fear now for the most part, but hallways. Don't really like hallways. If I can avoid them, that's good. And one way in which I'd prefer not to die. And I've actually worked with a lot of dying people, and you know, I don't think I'm not scared of dying, and I don't think, because you can't prevent it, I don't think there's a reason to really worry about it, because there's nothing you can do about it. But if I had my preference, I wouldn't want to die before my parents. Number 6, your favorite book as a grade schooler. My favorite books were... Number 7, what have your interactions with the police been like? Mostly positive. If you don't know, my parents own a store, and my mother was robbed at gunpoint one morning, and the police were very good with her, and they're still good with her because this happened a year ago, and they're still in contact with her in regards to the case and everything. And they actually caught them 2 days later, so that was a big positive. And there's only really been one negative thing, but it's only just one cop in my neighborhood who just doesn't care. You know, we go to him with problems, he's like, what do you want me to do about it? And I'm just like, well, I mean, like, you're a police officer, and you not, like, tell that person to pull their pants up? Like, question 8, your all-time favorite book cover. I'm gonna have to go with the Wheel of Time book covers. They're designed by Daryl K. Sweet, and I had to pick a specific one. It's gonna be Path of Daggers, particularly because of the statue on there. I think it's really well done. Question 9. How many places have you lived? So there was where I was born, and then in my hometown we lived in multiple places. I'm gonna try and go through them in my head. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places in total in my hometown. And then I lived in Toronto for 4 years at Jane and Finch, which, if you know anything about Toronto, that's a very not nice area. I mean, it wasn't very nice at the time. There were, like, rapes and murders going on. And then I lived for a year at the complete opposite end at Yonge and Bloor, which is, like, very high end, and I couldn't afford to shop there. I just happened to live there because that was school housing. And then I actually lived in Bristol in England for a while, in a nice little village called Westbury upon Trim, and I lived in the central part of the city as well for a month or 2. So yeah, those are all the places I have lived. Next is to tag 11 booktubers, and I am not going to do that. I'm sorry. And then to also compliment Stripped Covered Lit, and I'd like to say that they're very conniving in trying to, you know, create a master list of all our fears. I'm pretty sure they're up to something nefarious, and that's a compliment. Yeah. So that's it. That's the Nosey Librarian Tag with some very nosy, questionable questions, and thank you for watching.